Beneath the neon constellations of BTS, 7 silhouettes rise like a second dawn, not born of silence, but of rhythm, breath, and beating will. From the restless pulse of Seoul's midnight streets, where subway echoes braid with whispered dreams, they gathered their starlight, 7 sparks against a sky too vast to promise mercy. Before arenas roared their names and oceans of light bloomed in synchronized waves, there were cramped rooms and trembling notes, ink-stained notebooks and mirrored doubts. Hope stood barefoot on splintered floors. Dreams were not yet diamond, they were coal, pressed hard by hunger and belief. They learned the grammar of sweat, the punctuation of bruised resolve, how harmony can steady shaking hands. When the first rhythm struck, soft as a heartbeat, fierce as a vow, the universe tilted its head to listen. Youth burned through them like a meteor. They sang it as blaze and question, rebellion stitched in melody, defiance set to drum. Their voices hurled themselves against brittle ceilings of expectation, turning classrooms into cathedrals of courage. Each lyric became a mirror. Look at yourself, know yourself, love yourself. In the blaze of stage lights, they did not shrink. They expanded until doubt felt too small to cage them. Then came a tide, not of water, but of light. Across continents and languages, from London rain to Sao Paulo sun, from desert dusk to snowbound dawn, a constellation answered its stars. The name AMY rose not as weapon but as shelter, not as armor but as embrace. Light sticks lifted like lanterns in a storm, each one a vow, you are not alone, we are not alone. In stadiums trembling with shared breath, tens of thousands became one pulse, a choir vast enough to make the heavens sway. Korean syllables bloomed in distant throats, English refrains danced across foreign airwaves, and borders thinned beneath the weight of melody. Yet even meteors cast shadows. There were nights when applause faded into echo, when mirrors reflected not triumph but exhaustion's quiet ache. Fame is a crown wrought of sunlight, brilliant, heavy, burning. They spoke of fractures and pressure, of the courage it takes to confess that strength is not the absence of fear. And in that confession, more luminous than any spotlight, they forged something rarer than gold, vulnerability as power. They turned confession into anthem, tremor into wings, scars into maps that proved the journey mattered. Awards glittered, charts trembled, and stages grand as empires opened their doors. From the bright spectacle of the Grammy Awards to the marble halls of the United Nations, their message rang clear as temple bells: speak yourself. Not in whispers, not in apology, but in the full register of your becoming. A lonely heart in a small room could find itself reflected in 7 voices half a world away. That was the alchemy, not merely choreography sharp as lightning or rap verses carved like calligraphy, but the transformation of isolation into communion. Time, ever turning, carried them into new seasons. Solo paths branched like rivers from a common spring, each current bright with its own hue, yet all remembering the mountain. The stage did not empty, it transformed. Absence became anticipation. Silence became seed. Legends do not extinguish, they evolve. And somewhere in the hush before the next great roar, the promise waits: another night beneath a trembling sky, another first chord like a spark, another sea of lights rising in luminous waves. Imagine it, 7 shadows converging once more at center stage, voices braided tighter by time, hands lifted in a galaxy of shared breath. They will bow not as kings, but as companions who walked the long road beside us. For their story is not merely fame, it is the art of turning doubt into dawn. They took the ordinary ache of being human and transfigured it into song. Long after the final confetti star has fallen, there will remain a whisper in headphones at midnight, a lyric scribbled in a margin, a courage found in the mirror. 7 stars over Seoul, 7 flames in the wind, burning not to consume, but to illuminate. And somewhere, always, a voice rising into the vastness. Love yourself, dream beyond the horizon. We are young, we are becoming, we are eternal.